Chair. CFO, where are you born?
Through Chair, I was born in Zimbabwe, in the Midlands province, but I'm a naturalized South African citizen. Thank you.
Uh, in your place of birth, would you expect the Zimbabwean government to prioritize jobs for Zimbabweans by birth?
Chair, I don't know if it's fair for me to answer that question. I thought probably I'm conflicted. I do not to answer you, but I thought maybe that question would have been directed
Why would you
elsewhere.
be conflicted? You are born in Zimbabwe. I'm sure you are proud to be born in Zimbabwe,
I'm naturalized as a South African, Chair.
but you are born in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And as someone born in Zimbabwe, would you expect the government in Zimbabwe to ensure that Zimbabwean citizens by birth are prioritized for jobs? That's not a conflicting question. What do you think, honestly?
I'm not sure if I should answer the question because I feel I'm conflicted, Chairperson. But obviously, I think
Maybe
every
see for
country,
what you should do.
every
Calculate
country
it
has
this
its
way.
own. Yeah.
Let me understand the conflicting element there. Why are you conflicted?
Can you repeat yourself, Honorable?
Why are you conflicted?
No, because I'm the subject matter. I did not employ myself. I was
Okay.
employed by somebody else. And I would expect that maybe those who employed me would have a better response than I would have. Zimbabwe has got its own rules in terms of employment. South Africa has got its own rules in terms of employment. They've got different priorities. Chairperson, I should indicate that I've been a resident and citizen of South Africa for close more than 20 years now. My children were born in South Africa, and I'm a South African. Thank you.
Okay, let's change the subject matter. Someone born, not yourself. You're changing the subject matter. Someone born in Zimbabwe, other than yourself. Is it correct for him or her to feel that the Zimbabwean government must prioritize them, not you, them, for jobs in their country?
It depends on their circumstances. If they have grown up, worked the entire life of themselves, whether they were born in the DRC, and they worked the entire life in Zimbabwe, or
Sorry.
their children were born there,
CFO,
they would feel that they belong
you're
to South
changing the
Africa rather
subject
than the
matter.
DRC.
That's wrong. What you're doing now is wrong. I indulged you. I changed the subject matter upon your request. Now let's talk about based on the question. Please answer the question. Is it correct for not you, a Zimbabwean that is in Zimbabwe now? Is it correct for that Zimbabwean to expect the government of Zimbabwe to prioritize jobs for them?
Zimbabweans. It's
Yes.
correct. It's correct. It's correct for the Zimbabwean government to prioritize jobs for Zimbabweans. It's correct.
Do you consider yourself South African or Zimbabwean?
Should I consider myself to be a South African? I travel on a South African passport. Thank you.
You're no longer Zimbabwean.
The Zimbabwean constitution does allow for dual citizenship, so does South African. So I still hold my Zimbabwean ID. That's correct.
So are you still Zimbabwean?
Yes, I'm Zimbabwean by birth.
So why do you say you are no longer you South African?
I said I'm South African because
you should say
I've paid allegiance to South Africa when I naturalized as a South African. All my children were born here except for one. They have studied here, so I consider myself to be South African. All my adult life, my working life, was spent in South Africa.
what you should say, CFO, is that I am Zimbabwean, because it sounds like you are denying that you're Zimbabwean. You must be proud to say I am Zimbabwean, and I'm a naturalized citizen of South Africa. As such, I'm Zimbabwean and hold dual citizenship in South Africa and Zimbabwe, but I am Zimbabwean. Because Zimbabweans are watching you. And are you now saying you are no longer Zimbabwean? You must be proud. You must say, I'm Zimbabwean.
Chair, I did not renounce my Zimbabwean citizenship. I'm proud of my dual citizenship of both Zimbabwe and South Africa. I still hold my Zimbabwean ID. I did not renounce it. Zimbabwe allows me also to be a naturalized South African, and I've naturalized as a South African.
Are you allowed to vote?
I'm allowed to vote in both countries. Thank you.
How do you view South African citizens that are saying that jobs that they vote for is occupied by foreign nationals or permanent residents? How do you feel about that?
Honorable Member, I take it that the context is now different. It has moved from my situation to that of foreign nationals and naturalized and permanent residents. Am I getting it correctly?
You're correct.
So you can repeat your question. You're saying the question is, how do I view?
How do you view it? How do you feel? As a naturalized citizen, you consider yourself South African. Now, other South Africans feeling that jobs that they voted for government to prioritize for them as South Africans. Now you must speak. I want to hear, do you have the patriotic South African vibe? Or will the Zimbabwean by birth creep in there somewhere? So as a South African, naturalized citizen, do you think that fellow South Africans is correct in saying that jobs should be prioritized for South African citizens?
I think the answer should be contextualized. I do agree with that sentiment. However, the context is we are a university. When we employ people at a university, we may also, from an internationalization perspective, consider foreign students, which is something that universities must strive to build,
Okay.
and also the international flavor in terms of the employees that they
Okay,
do.
I have